Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here to our podcast of frequencies. And today, my guest is again the beautiful, awesome Becca Shaw, a beautiful healer, oracle. She's doing readings. She's a priestess as well, and so many other beautiful things. And she's gifted with so much beauty and so many abilities. And I just love to talk with her and to share together our individual wisdom with each other and for each other. So, yeah, welcome, Becca.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I love talking with you.
Great. Me too, me too. Yeah. So it came up like in the last podcast, which we've had, you listened to a sentence which I said. The sentence was that I have a specific and different feeling about the meaning of reincarnation and past lives. So, and that one was turning inside of you until you wrote a message to me and you said, well, I really like to know which kind of different feelings do you have about past lives because you also feel something else. So I said to you, okay, if you don't mind, let's talk about this in another podcast so we can share our wisdom and our feelings because I know that there are outside so many different people when they listen to the word reincarnation or past lives. Some of them they can absolutely resonate with this, what they read or they are listening to, and others they say, no, I feel something different. So, and this is very important that we can talk about our different feelings and different resonations and all that because, yeah, we are many
Yeah,
in the one and one in the many, and it's so important that we just share. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes. So, and yeah, so where can we start? Maybe we can start with your, was it a dream, a vision? This one, what you wrote to me in a message
Oh,
about the client, because that one
yes.
really touched me. And it was a nighttime when I wrote your message because we have the time difference. And really, I was laying down in my bed and I just cried, because it was so, like so heart opening and everything what you said to me in that message, I really could see it, how you
Yes.
experienced it. So, and I feel it's beautiful if you can
Of
just
course.
share it here.
Of course, I would love to. It was incredible. One of my things that I do is Akashic Records. And so I had a client and she wanted to speak to a past life, which is something that we can do in the Akashic Records. So we went off into the Akashic Records and going to speak to a past life about an issue that she had. I don't remember what it was right now, but yeah, she had something going on in the present life and she thought it was a past life issue. So anyway, so we go in and we end up being in this huge plain, like the American plains, right? Like where it's just land and empty, but there's like buffalo. It was gorgeous. But as soon as, because I go with my clients into their records, and as soon as I went in, I felt that I wasn't welcome, that I wasn't meant to be there. And my client was just like, "This is great. This is amazing. I love this." And I'm thinking, I don't feel like I should be here. So anyway, this Native American man approaches us, and again, he's a bit standoffish with me. He's like, why are you here? He won't even like talk to me. He won't look at me. He won't interact with me, just with my client. So long story short, this was an incarnation of her. So usually we go in and we see the past lives, but we can kind of extract the past life and talk one-on-one with that part of them. But this one straight away was just saw her and talked with her immediately. And he said that this wasn't his life. This was an area that he had created, a sort of pocket universe, or a reality that he had created on another realm for all the incarnations of his soul. And now that sounds really out there, but bear with me. And so the idea was is that every time he incarnated, any time that he lived before or after his current one, which he was obviously living, um, they could all find this place, like this beautiful, beautiful area that was just for them. And they could come together and they could talk and they could exchange lessons and loves and adventures and just talk with their own soul. So it's like taking pieces of his soul and bringing them together to really sort of like help each other through any struggles that they were having and things. And it was just so beautiful. And this is why I wasn't welcome there because it wasn't for me. It was a place purely for that one soul. And the most amazing thing was he had said that she was the only one that had found it so far. None of the rest of their soul incarnations had found that area yet. It was just her and him. And he invited her to come back whenever she wanted to just talk and just be and to support each other. And it was fascinating. I've never heard of it before. I've never experienced it before or since. And it was so incredibly magical. And he was explaining to her, because obviously he wasn't talking to me, but how the lives are not like time is doesn't exist, right? They don't play out one after another. They're all happening at the same time. So he was living his life hundreds of years ago for us, right then and there. He was still alive as far as he was aware, right? Like it was still his life. And all the other incarnations of them from like thousands of years ago to thousands of years in the future, billions even, were living out their lives simultaneously. So at the exact same time, the soul had been sort of divided out amongst the universe. And it was incredibly, incredibly insightful. And I'd only just started doing my course. So I'd only just got qualified. So I was super out of my depth and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was fascinating. It was just amazing, amazing experience.
Yes, I love this
Yeah.
experience. I really do. Yes, and before I talk about my feelings about past lives and what I see in this, what you just talked about, I would know from you, how did this moment, this experience change your mind for past lives?
Yeah. So obviously I think I'd probably heard a few times about the whole past lives are playing out at the same time, but I'd never really looked into it. And this caused me to actually look into it and everything. And of course, when I do the past lives with my clients, what they experience is the thing that happened. But then they're able, like I said, to extract that life and talk with them and change the reaction to it. So the most easiest way to talk about that is when they die in a past life. They can talk with that past self and get them to understand and to comfort them and to to change their mind on a hatred or a sadness or a belief even, like to stop them making a vow of vengeance or something which is affecting them in the current life that they're in. And so it kind of, because again, this was at the very beginning that I met this sort of pocket universe Native American guy, that set my course for the rest of my work as an Akashic Records practitioner, because I was looking at past lives completely different, obviously, from that experience. And so I then just kind of thought, I explored how they're very interwoven, and they can be the energetics of it can be changed constantly. Like just because something terrible happened in a past life doesn't mean that it needs to affect you now, doesn't mean it needs to affect future ones. It's like this ripple effect that can just happen, and you heal not only that past life, but you heal all the rest of your soul at the same time. And it's all happening at the same time. There's no past, there's no future. It's just all now. There's no time. And that's so complicated to get your mind around. And I still struggle, but it's just this constant now. There's just present. There's nothing else. And it's incredibly powerful to experience those things under that lens.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing this. It just goes through. I just love this energy because this is a part of the truth, a truth what we cannot understand, because this truth is so infinite, infinite.
Yeah.
And we have a limited mind. We cannot get this. And from the other way, we feel it. We feel it without having the possibility to really explain it in a way that our limited mind could open itself. Our
Yeah.
limited mind will always still stay limited. Yeah, so the limitation is there. But when we start to work with our third eye, and when we
Oh,
go into the center of our divine heart, yeah, it's like when we take the center of our divine heart, like I say, the center of the divine heart is the heart chakra. When we focus on there and when we take our third eye and we bring this together, we build a kind of pyramid. And on this point here comes the opening, because we take our like material knowledge together with the infinite knowledge of the divine universe, because we are absolutely connected in the center of our heart with the divine universe. So we are receiving the abundance of the divine universe. So in that moment, we are able to open doors, portals, worlds, dimensions. But
yeah.
our limited mind won't get that. No way.
Yes.
It just, we will see it, we can feel it. And even if we don't feel it and if we don't see it, it's a kind of knowing which starts to happen deep inside of us. It's a knowing without knowing anything actually, but we know it's true. Yeah, so this is why when we do the work with the Akashic Records and when we do the traveling through the tree of life, here we can start to find out really that time doesn't exist. Because when we look to the tree of life, for example, the tree of life is representing the three time zones: the past, the now, and the future. But everything is in one tree. So actually from here, we should start to remember about the truth of infinite being, about the truth of the infinite universe. Everything is in the one moment. We see the tree of life and we say with our limited mind, we say, oh yes, I'm traveling to the past, I'm traveling to the future, I'm traveling inside the now. But actually, I'm traveling the whole time in the one moment, within the one moment. So, with the Akashic Chronics, Akashic Records, in Germany we say Akashic Chronics.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so, but when we look to the Akashic Records, and me, I have never learned anything about the Akashic Records, but what I got as a download from the divine universe, that was the absolutely opening for the whole infinite universe. I from there I know about the Akashic Records, I know about pyramids, I know about astrology, I know about numerology, all this stuff came everything to me as well in one moment, but this one took actually to write everything down and to draw everything, what came, what I downloaded. That took all together more than 40 days until I finished the first part of it. And then it is still bringing me all these answers and revelations. Like each second I get more and more input from this, what were sent to me about, I think, 10 years ago. Yeah. So, and from this download I started to understand in a higher consciousness what it means to be in the one moment, and that we are really in the one moment. And it's true. This, how you saw it in the Akashic Records, it is like this. Everything is simultaneously in one moment. And everything is vibration, energy, and frequency in the one moment. So this is why when we set an intention, when we set our focus into something specifically, we can connect with this energy. So this is why people can see their past lives, because it's just a memory inside this one moment, which is like popping up because we are ready in that moment for this. And this, what you saw, like the Native American who created like this world, this is also something what is real, because within all these infinite possibilities of infinity, there are infinite possibilities as well inside each of one of these infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
And this is just normal because we are talking about infinity. Yeah. So for me, something else revealed through this download, what I got, my Lemurian, Maorian shaman teacher, he said that the name of this, what I received, is the KORU protocol. And for me, it was like, in these days, it's 10 years ago now, it was like, what is KORU actually? KORU, KORU. Yeah, you can see everywhere the KORU spirals, the KORU this, the KORU that. What is KORU? And actually, KORU, this is also what I got from this download. KORU is just a name for the truth inside the one truth, and it's like bringing out all the truths from the one truth. It's like the truth is like in a big knot. And when we start to open this knot, we can see all the details of this knot, you know? So, and this is the KORU protocol. So it's like really, it's the opening in vibration, energy, and frequencies, of course, magnetism, and all that what we know, karma, reincarnations, Akashic Records, and so much more in one protocol. There's everything inside. This was something what helped me a lot on my healing journey for myself. And it also reminded me on something when I started with my healing journey, like now, it's now 18 years ago. And I was educated the first time from a Native American shaman. I was downloading symbols and we had to draw the symbols. And I was drawing something. I still have this drawing here in my place. So I was drawing something and I looked at this, and for me, I couldn't grab it. It was like, it was like knowing, but without knowing anything. Yeah. So, and I said to my teacher, what is this? And he said to me in these days, well, it's like you have the ability to see the different details within the one moment, the one consciousness. You can see the opening of everything. And I was like, oh, okay. I couldn't take it, it was like, all right, cool, thank you. So, but it started, of course, to move inside of my energy system, these words. And then, because of all my experiences in my younger days, when I was a child, when there was a sexual abusement, the mental abusement, all this violence, I was always carrying the concept inside of me that I have a bad karma, that I must have done something very bad when I was in a past life, and in my reincarnation now, I get everything back. So, but it didn't suit to the feeling what was in my heart. Yeah, my heart said to me, no, it's not about this concept karma. It's not about this concept reincarnation. It's much more. And then it revealed to me, like, yeah, everything is vibration, energy, and frequency. So when my ancestors carried some topics, issues, not healed pattern, when there was abusement, violence, deception, and so much more, and it wasn't healed, this energy doesn't go away. This energy goes further from one human to the next human to the next human in this line, and as well in the line of the collective field. This everything I found out through the KORU protocol, what came to me. And there my big healing started, my really big healing started. I felt like I was healed before, but through this revelation, everything became clear. Everything was just like, of course, it's a logical thing. It's about vibration, energy, and frequencies. And what also revealed to me through the KORU protocol, this is why I say I have a different feeling for past lives. And actually, I don't call them past lives because, yeah, of this, what I feel about it, what I downloaded about it. But I know for the people, it's much more easier to understand when I talk about past life. Yeah. So for me, it's like that. We all are in the one moment. And within this one moment, there are infinite souls, like you, like me, like each soul, what is here on earth, what had been on earth, what will come to earth. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, and this one moment will always be the one moment. But for our limited mind, we need something like details. This is why we say, for example, the universe is breathing. It inhales and it exhales. And when it exhales, we can see all the different details with our limited mind, which are in the one moment. So here our limited mind can start to go with something, yeah, like, okay, we can say, I understand, I see, I get this. So, but anyway, the whole time we will stay in the one moment, even if we talk about the opening, this opening happens as well in the one moment. When we talk about the future and the past and the now, this everything happened in the one moment, the first light, the one consciousness, the source, divine creation at its first moment. God, call it how you want it. For me, it's the first light, the first moment, the one moment. So, with this feeling that we all are souls within the one moment, and each soul is carrying a detail of the infinite possibilities, abilities, gifts, moments, situations inside of it. So we are, from one part, we are individual because we are carrying something specific from infinity, but through every detail, the whole knowledge and the whole wisdom and everything from the one moment flows through this one detail. So this is why we can remember and we can see more and more, although we doesn't know more.
Yeah.
So here I found out something specific. As the soul that I am, my incarnation as the one that I am here and now within the one moment, I only have one incarnation. But because of that, my soul is actually carrying the whole time each of my ancestors, each of my future ancestors, and I'm witnessing each life because we are the one inside the one soul, inside the one moment. So, like, because of that, I am here now on earth as a human being. I started to have already the experiences of feelings, of emotions, and that I am able to name the emotions.
Yeah.
So this one made absolutely sense then for me because I was always like, oh my God, because I have seen so many past lives from myself. Like I burned, I was running, I was in poverty, down on the street, I was a high priestess, I was a queen, I was a goddess, and I died in a war, I was a warrior, pooh. So I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable and incredible to experience all this as all the time as the human that I am now, for example, because of the limited mind. My limited mind would explode if it was like this. So, and I was always asking the divine universe, tell me this solution, how it can be that I see these pictures, that I feel the emotions in these moments, which had been and which will be, because we all can also see into the future and see future me's, yeah, like
Yeah.
future me's.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, how can it possible that I see all this, that I feel all this, but I have the feeling like, no, it's not the me that I am now.
Yeah.
So, and when the time was ready, through the KORU protocol and divine universe, the creator, gave me the response of my question. It told me that I am always witnessing. I am a detail inside my soul, inside all the yes which I gave in the one moment when I made the jump towards Mother Earth to be here, to live here.
Yeah.
And I was all the time, I was a part, I witnessed the life of my ancestors. So as they do now witness my life.
Yes.
And because of that, I was able to witness as a soul that I am now here. And we are as a soul that we are. I could see what happened. And because I experience now the human being, I can name the emotions. Because for me, in some of my trainings and educations from different indigenous tribes and from different indigenous people, so many they say a soul doesn't have emotions, but a soul has got a memory. So it's a memory system what let me remember, and it's also the memory system into the infinite one moment to remember that my soul is the whole time pure light, and my soul is never sick, my soul is never sad, my soul is always in the beautiful connection and enlightened with the beauty and the love, the unconditional, infinite, divine love of the one moment. This is what is carrying inside of my soul, and the rest is just like layers of shadows which are in front of my soul. So I can remember the one side and I can remember the other side. And I do this the whole time in the one moment. So, and this is why when I talk actually about past lives, I always talk about my ancestors because I witnessed their life. I witnessed their words, their wisdom, the voices, the moments, the situations. But me exists now in this timeline, in this world. But we can always connect like with the past and the future because everything exists simultaneously in the one moment. So this is my feeling, which I got from the KORU protocol, this big download. And this is how I go through life. And this is why from my side, I really can say this, what you saw, this pocket universe, yeah,
Yeah.
this bubble, this new
Yeah.
world. This is for me absolutely real. It is how it
Yeah.
is. And your client is the first one who started to open herself to remember.
Yeah.
This is why she could find this world, this spiritual world of her, how I say, ancestor. And
Yeah.
there they can talk and chat, and he
Yeah.
can teach her even with his wisdom, and she
Yeah.
can bring this into the world and go
Absolutely.
further and to bring his wisdom together with this what you gave to her, together with
Yeah.
her individual wisdom, so to create something new for the next future generations.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we could go so deep with all of this. It's so intricate and it's so interesting and it's so mind-blowing, right? For most people. It's so incomprehensible. Like your human mind can't necessarily put it all into boxes. So it's so foreign to us and it's incredible. And that's why I so enjoy taking people and showing them, right? So that they can see for themselves, so that they can have more of a comprehension of what's happening rather than me just telling them what's happening, right?